Welcome. Thank you so very much for tuning into my channel. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Sadie. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if it's not, welcome back. Today, I would like to talk about our constant need to get the latest and greatest, the newest gadgets out there. So to do this, I want to go back to 2008, 2009. I was in the market for a TV. I needed a TV, and I decided to buy a Sony Bravia TV. This was, again, about 2008, 2009. And I had that TV until 2019 when my significant other decided to buy me a TV. There was nothing wrong with my Sony TV. It worked perfectly well. It was maybe a little bit smaller, about 50 inches, but my significant other said, well, you need something better, more updated. So I had to get rid of my Sony, and I got this Samsung 65-inch TV. I'm still lost as to why people need such big TVs, but what do I know? Anyway, so that was in 2019 Christmas. I got a big screen 65-inch Samsung TV, and it worked well. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do, and I was able to watch it on a regular basis. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago. The Samsung 65-inch latest and greatest TV just went off, and it's not going back on. And it is really sad, but I do want to talk about this particular issue today. And what I want to talk to you about today is functional obsolescence. That is the reduction of a particular object's usefulness and or desirability because of outdated design features that cannot be easily changed or, I guess, repaired. So obviously, since my TV is not working, I'm going to have to go out and buy a new TV. It seems as though things are made so that you can only use them for a certain amount of time, and after that, you need to get a new one. It's really unfortunate that this TV that I thought was nice has now packed up after only 2 years. Obviously, the pros of buying something new is at least you know that you have the most up-to-date thing. Obviously, the manufacturer is happy because whatever they have put in place, the system they have put in place, so this loop that they have in place, we are now succumbing to. We feel this need to buy something new every 2 years. And they've made it so that the actual product is only going to last you for just that amount of time. Obviously, another pro to that, I guess, would be you can show off to your friends that, hey, look, I got the latest and greatest or most up-to-date toy or gadget. The cons of this conundrum we find ourselves in is obviously I'm going to now have to get an increasing expense or increased monthly expense, a feeling of, oh, that one was old and therefore I needed something new, even though maybe the old one is still working as best as it can. Now I have to get something new and updated. So these are pros and cons as far as I'm concerned with regards to functional obsolescence and what the manufacturers are doing to us as the consumers to drive us to continue to buy new on a regular, consistent basis. So with regards to the story of my TV, if I want to watch TV, I'm going to have to go buy a new TV. Granted, I have TVs in other rooms that are smaller, but that was the family room, and I liked watching TV there. And, if I want a new TV in that family room, I'm going to have to go purchase a new TV. Another instance of this is like, say, for our telephones. It's so embedded in our minds that we need a new telephone just about every 2 years that we can't wait for that old contract to expire. I don't know the difference between an iPhone 13 and an iPhone 14. I don't even know what numbers they're at this point because I don't have an iPhone. But I can say that I also fall victim to this because up until very recently, I decided I'm not going to purchase yet another phone when my old phone is working perfectly fine. So the phone that I'm using right now, I've been using for almost 3 years. And part of the problem, even though we are conditioned to, it seems as though we're conditioned to go and buy new things on a consistent, every 2-3 years. Part of the problem there, the manufacturers do it in a way where, when we look at things, for instance, the phone might be a little bigger, a little wider, a little longer. The charger may not charge anymore, which is very interesting. All you did was charge your phone whenever you needed to charge it, and all of a sudden, after about 1.5 2 years, it doesn't work. The charger is now a different size, so it doesn't work with your phone, and for some reason you can't find those old chargers anymore in the store, so you're gonna have to buy a new phone. And interestingly enough, I was reading an article in the Houston Chronicles, and it was explaining some of the reasons why people feel the need to purchase new phones. And one of the things it put there was your friends, or so that your friends will not laugh at you. And it's so interesting that, this is a newsletter. Maybe people are looking at that newsletter to get some information and insight. And this newsletter is saying that, one of the reasons why you might want to change your phone is so that your friends don't laugh at you. To think that we are at a point where what another person thinks is what motivates us to get a new expense is really unfortunate. And I'm trying really hard to pull myself out of that. As I said again, I've been going strong with my most recent phone for the past 3 years, or almost 3 years, and I'm going to ride it until the brakes fall off of this phone. Another example of this is going to the car dealership every 2 years, 2 or 3 years. I don't know how many years you have to have a vehicle before, or how many years you have to lease a vehicle, but running to the dealership every 2-3 years to release a new vehicle just because the latest edition of whatever and it's more updated. Interestingly enough, they change the lights, the headlights, and maybe they'll make the car a little longer, a little shorter, just so that from the person looking outside in, they can see, oh, that person got a newer car, or that's the most latest vehicle. And on a grander scale, let's say, for instance, in real estate. So let's say you have a house that has 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and the bathroom is outdated, the kitchen is outdated, and down the street there are new properties being built where it's 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and they have updated kitchens and bathrooms, obviously. In our mind as consumers, for some reason, even though the house that had the 1 bedroom, 1 bath is still functioning the way it's supposed to, the kitchen still works, the bathroom still works, it's now obsolete because, well, right down the street there is something that is much better. And it's just unfortunate that we continue to think, get bigger, better, as opposed to holding on to what we have that is still working, but for some reason we look down at it or frown upon it because it is outdated. Anyway, I just wanted to rant today about, I guess us as consumers and why we feel this need to get the most updated thing as opposed to holding on to the things that we have. I'm still sad about throwing away my Bravia Sony TV. I'm very, very sad about it because it was working. But just because someone told me that I needed something more updated, I threw that TV away, and now I wish I had my Sony Bravia TV as opposed to this clunk of trash that I have to now go spend extra money to buy a new television. Anyway, this was just my 2 cents. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day. Thank you so very much for you out there that is supporting me or are supporting me. Thank you so very much. If you found anything useful in this video, please give me thumbs up. Please share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And again, this is Sadie.